I am T. Walker. I'm a hip hop artist, poet, gallery curator, etc. I'm currently an artist in residence at the Hyers Theatre with Creative Greensboro, downtown Greensboro, from July 17th to August 13th. I have an experience that I curated called SOULiloquies, Stories of Underground Legends. So the name of my organization is Soul Society. Soul being support, opportunity, unity, leadership. So I keep the soul in at least majority of the things I do. So with SOULiloquies, I wanted to highlight historical or legendary figures that were in proximity to whatever location I did it in. I know a lot of times when people think of legendary or historical figures as people in their history books or people we watch movies or documentaries on, but there's people that impact us right in our community, a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, somebody that influenced us directly in our community. So I created that exhibit to highlight that. I'll be focusing on Logie Meacham. He was an educator, community activist, a professor. I met him while he was at UNCG through one of his students who was also a friend of mine by the name of Morgan Myers. She introduced me and my brother to him, and we had so many different beautiful conversations with him, had an opportunity to sit in his classroom and just saw how he, gave his message, delivered to the students, but also kind of put them in leadership position to direct how the class would go. And there was so many different things I was learning, from him in that experience, and even in learning about his life and the things that he did just by vocalizing, or by being an artist, or by being a speaker, or just somebody that people trusted and believed in, So I definitely wanted to highlight him. I felt like he's a major figure out here that if people don't know him, this is an opportunity to get to know him. He was very funny. He was straightforward and direct. He was a phenomenal storyteller. Those are one of the things that I hear from people, that knew him or just maybe met him once or twice, that he was a phenomenal storyteller. And I have a great respect for storytellers. I come from a lineage of storytellers, so to be able to connect with him and just hear the way that he delivered stories and the way that he painted those pictures was very beautiful to me. It was an experience, it was education in it, there was comedy in it. He'd randomly share poems from poets, that he admired, or things that he'd written himself. And I just like the way he tied all those things in it, and it made for an experience more than just a moment that happened. I've never really had an opportunity to create in a theater space. I worked in art galleries, I worked in music studios, auditoriums, but never in a space that was directly a theater. So for me, it's a new experience and an opportunity to expand my craft and also touch other artists while highlighting, Meacham's life. He performed in a lot of different places, from Harvard to your local theaters. And I feel like this is a place, where his energy would sit well. Being able to be in this space, having access to these resources is definitely a confidence builder. And I also want to be able to share that energy, with other artists who may have been discouraged at a point as well, or who I can share this opportunity with also. That's key. One of the things that hinders people is the lack of resource, or them feeling like there's a lack of resource, when you can simply just take a shot and see what happens and continue to take those shots and see where you land. And here I am. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. First, we'll be doing a panel discussion where those that got a chance to, be impacted by his life can speak to that, and I'll be moderating that panel. I'll also be doing live performances where people will be doing renditions of some of his performances, performing some of his favorite songs, or even performing their own version, of his songs. And then I'll be doing a mini documentary, and be doing the screening, here during the residency. And so I'll be interviewing people from his church, his family members, his children, some of his former students, and things of that nature, and just gathering this information for everybody to see. It may be a trip down memory lane, for a good portion of people, and it might be just an introduction into somebody that they didn't get to know, but they get to feel his spirit and then his energy. If people want to learn more about me, they can go to heavyenergyuniversity.com, or they can follow me, T Walker NC. That's all my social medias, to hear music, poetry, see more of the art exhibits, the workshops, that I do with young people during the summer and during the school year. Yeah, you'll be able to learn a lot about me, or some pieces of me, during those different things.